What's up, guys? So this is Kevin. He came all the way here from Long Island.
Yes, sir.
So.
Eastern Long Island. Excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
No, we're excited to have you on. So we're going to cover some waterfowl hunting and maybe some conspiracy theories and some guns.
Whatever else pops up.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's get started. Up.
All right, what's going on, man? Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, dude. You drove a little ways, so you had to go through the lovely city of New York.
Yeah, it's always a rough time.
Yeah, it sucks.
But yeah, so I'd definitely like to get you out next year, do a little waterfowling.
Yeah, that would be
Long
cool.
Island. I think you'll enjoy it.
I don't know, how does, obviously, we want to follow regulations, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how does like the licensing go?
I was thinking about that. If you're on the water,
I was told that your hunting license is 50 states, but I don't know how that applies.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure somebody watching this will probably know, but I don't know off the top of my head. I do have a buddy of mine that's coming up from Florida, and he's going to come hunting with me this season too. So I guess we'll kind of fumble that this year and learn about it a little bit, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Interesting.
I know New York's pretty strict, though. It's like the land of rules.
Dude, Connecticut's the same. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun. Like we were talking before, going out in the middle of the wintertime, breaking through ice and stuff, and
that does sound like fun. I mean, it sounds a little bit miserable, but it also sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, you have those days, man, when no birds are flying and. You're like, oof, I'm soaking wet, whatever happened.
It's kind of like yesterday, like I told you, I went down to New Jersey. My coach, his name's Ryan Robbins, and he runs a podcast down in New Jersey, and we had a men's retreat thing that we did yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And you ever heard of this dude, Ian Smith?
Ian Smith, sounds very familiar.
So he's a gym owner from New Jersey. He ran a Tillis gym. And during COVID, they tried to shut him down and everything. So he got on Fox News, Tucker Carlson. He just blew up because he said "fuck you" to the New Jersey governor.
Oh, really?
I'm keeping my gym open. So, anyways, the point to my story here was that we went down there, and the first thing we got there, we're like, yeah, we're gonna shoot guns. It's gonna be a good day. It was like men's retreats. There's just a bunch of dudes just hanging out, having a good time, basically.
Yeah.
And so we get there, and Ian, he runs these camps down in Florida. That ex-Navy SEAL drill instructors and stuff, that he runs it with them. And have you ever seen what the Navy SEALs do when they train with the logs? They take these big, they'll cut down an oak tree, right? And they'll have a bunch of guys, and they'll take these big logs and they'll put it, on your shoulders, and it's kind of like a teamwork exercise because you gotta walk. They walk 3 miles with them. And you all have to walk in the same steps and everything.
So if one guy starts drooping a little bit, it's more pressure on the others. All right,
but it's like I was saying, it's okay, it's kind of miserable, but it's also a good fucking time. Because it's you're kind of bonding with others.
But once you get finished with it, it's like anything where you work together at completion. It's like
that's exactly right. It's it's like climbing. I don't know how much hiking you've done, but I've hiked a lot of the White Mountains in New Hampshire and shit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I've climbed the top of Mount Washington, all that stuff, and it's halfway through, you're like, fuck this, I'm turning around, I'm going to kill myself, this is terrible.
Yeah.
And then you get to the top, and you're like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you get that dopamine rush after you finish something that you don't think you could.
It's wow, it really sucked, but then you look back on it, and you're like, well, it was a good time,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Even though it sucked, it's fun.
So it might suck a little bit. Probably pretty cold and stuff, But So what was the men's retreat? How'd that go?
Yeah, no, it was great. So that was our first event. It's it threw everybody off guard.
You did that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yesterday.
Wow.
Not for 3 miles. It was a dumbed down version. It wasn't the real Navy SEAL course, but
okay.
So we all broke up into groups of 4 by height, which just kind of works for the activities like that, because if you had, I think it was mostly for the log activity, because if you had a guy like me, I think you're kind of close to my height, it seemed like, and then you got, I don't know, like my girlfriend's height, 5'2".
Dude, you're tall.
That ain't gonna work.
Well, how tall are you?
I'm 6'7".
I didn't know that from watching the podcast.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, I'm not 6'7".
Okay.
You got me beat, man. But yeah, it's gotta be pretty hard on you.
So, yeah, so that but that was the thing. So we broke into groups. So there was 4 of us. There was another dude that was 6'6" or 6'5", and there was 2 other guys that were like 6'3", 6'4". So we were all pretty close in height.
Yep.
So that kind of works when you're doing that exercise. You got it on your shoulders. You're trying to walk with it.
Yeah.
But if you had like 3 guys that are 5'2" and 2 guys that are 6'5", it's not gonna work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Yep.
And we had no idea that we were doing this. They're like, all right, break into your groups. They're like, okay, you guys are going over to Ian's. Go meet him at the logs. And we're like, all right, so we can meet him at the logs. He's like, all right, so we're going to move these logs, this and this. We're like, okay. And then it's like, oh, we got to walk down like a quarter, half mile with the log. And then do that. We had nobody had any idea.
Yeah.
So it caught everybody off guard. We're like, fuck.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It sucked. Like, it was hard work.
Yeah.
But
I've always wanted to do something like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
That was just one of the events, but it was by far the hardest. Everybody would probably say that. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've never done anything like that. I feel like
it was super cool. It's a good bonding experience too. It's like, I feel like back in the day, that was a bigger thing. Like, you'd have like these men's clubs, like a lot of hunting clubs or whatever, where guys would go hang out and they talk business or they do shit like that.
Yeah.
Like hard shit together, and you build like a bond, kind of like they do in the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's important for, for manhood, right?
Yeah,
like,
really. There's something about it,
Yeah.
There's something about it, and that like kind of goes.
That ties into hunting, yeah.
Oh yeah, it goes absolutely big time. I mean, dude,
or hiking a freaking 3,000-foot mountain, whatever.
Yeah,
I know out in Montana, they're like, oh, you guys got hills, we got mountains out here, but
I mean, Long Island's flat. This is hilly to me, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, even if a lot of times in the wintertime, I go out waterfowl. Usually I go with myself and 2 other guys, and dude, there's some days when we go out, there's 20, 25 mile an hour winds, there's waves.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you're miserable.
Yeah, if you've seen anything, on my social medias, I have pictures and videos and stuff, and you're taking waves, you're getting beat up all day long. But you go out, you have a successful hunt, you get back, and
it's worth it.
Dude, it's like,
yeah,
we made it.
It was worth it. Embrace the suck. That's I forget, somebody has a brand that says that. It might be David Goggins. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's crazy ex-Navy SEAL guy.
Yeah.
Freaking badass.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just says, embrace the suck. It's like on a t-shirt. It's basically what it is.
Hey, I mean, you get to a point, in a lot of things.
Where it applies to so many things. I mean, there's just something about being in the woods and doing, like, things that, I don't know, Neanderthals would do, right?
Yeah.
Cavemen, right?
Yeah.
Literally, the log is like, I mean, how much, there's no technology involved in that.
No, they've probably been doing that same exercise for 100 years,
Probably way more than that.
Yeah. But, so, man, I'm really impressed by this gun right here. It keeps distracting me. I've wanted a double barrel like that for so long.
Well, everything's for sale for the right price. but no,
we'll work something out after this.
To be honest, though, like, they sell. This one is not in great shape, but if they are, and this isn't like a super rare model because I've looked into it, and just because I'm curious, and that's how I found out the year it was and everything.
Yeah.
So it's a 1921 model. It was made by Hunter Arms in New York, believe it or not. We all know New York hates guns now, but it's like,
of course,
and Fulton Firearms Company, and they merged. I can't remember. They merged at one point, and they kind of just went out of business.
Yeah.
So if you had one before they merged, was like, oh God, I think like 1901 or maybe it might have been like the last year. So this could have, according to the serial number, if it was the company before they merged, this could have been an 1890 gun, but it's not.
Whoa.
Because this is after they merged.
Oh, yeah.
So it would be worth way more money.
Oh, really?
If it was, yeah.
Wow.
Because it's that much more rare because there's not that many of them because that company went out of business and merged with this other company.
Yeah.
And also it's very old, of course. But not that 1920 is not old, but.
So are you a shotgun guy? Like, I always prefer shotguns over everything. So
I'm a gun guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I love firearms. I don't care what it is. Like, like, I mean, even like ARs and stuff. Obviously, there's so many bans on them and stuff here.
Oh, it's crazy.
They're like, it just got worse. I mean, I'll just bring it up just because we're talking about it. But 4 days ago, our governor was like, he just signed in a bill that went effective that day. I think it was 4 days ago, and now anything AR AK platform is totally banned in Connecticut.
Really?
Literally, like this past week just happened.
So nothing at all. Like you can't even have like the
nothing. Can't buy any. As of that day, like the day before, we were buying whatever the hell we
I feel
want.
like there's always guys that come up with like something that gets around the laws.
That's what last time. That's what happened because obviously everybody knows Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
Right. And so they had the AR ban in Connecticut.
Yeah.
But there was certain restrictions that we were able to get around, and we could still own them. You just had to be in those designations or whatever it was, barrel, whatever it may be. Barrel length. We were only allowed a vertical foregrip, I think. Yeah, vertical foregrip and a pistol brace. You couldn't have a real stock on it. Just these restrictions, but basically still the same exact firearm with a 10-round magazine because, of course, we have that stupid law here, too.
Yeah, they came out with those laws in New York, and, like, shortly after that, of course, you get a couple of guys that are just, like, super into it, and they start selling these guns.
That's what happened.
They look like trumpets. Like, it was like
oh, really?
Yeah, have you ever seen, like, the New York compliance stock?
No.
It doesn't even look like a...
No. Oh, I know.
Ridiculous.
No, I know what you're talking about. I did see that.
Yeah, it looks like a saxophone or something,
Yeah, so that was fine, honestly. Like, yeah, it sucks that we have all these restrictions we had to follow.
Yeah.
But it was fine because ever since 2012 when that happened, yeah, we had a 10-round magazine. We had these stupid restrictions we could follow, but, like, we could still own them, like, whatever we wanted. You still go to the gun store any day, buy whatever you want. But now this past week, we can't buy anything. Doesn't matter if it has the restrictions on it or not.
Are you grandfathered in if you have one?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. They're saying, like, they want us to, like, pay for a tax. They want you to pay for a tax and all this other stuff. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's
Whatever.
crazy.
It's all bullshit. But
that's crazy.
It's like, but, yeah, I mean, I love guns, which is why this state sucks. I'm probably going to be moving to New Hampshire sooner than later.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. I don't know. Somewhere other than here. It's like, I was trying to stick it out for a while and just stay here because I like it here and stuff, but...
You grew up here, right?
Keeps going the other way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to...
Oh, and they just banned open carry. Like a bunch of other stuff, too. It's like...
I don't even know what that's like.
It's ridiculous.
We've never had any kind of open carry.
Oh, really?
No, nothing like that. We just got some kind of... You can get some pistol permit in New York or something, but...
Yeah, it's so stupid. Yeah, I know you guys have been so bad for... No, but we can't even have a California legal AR now. Nothing.
Oh, really?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
You look at, like, world history and how, you see these countries, like, ban guns.
Oh, yeah. We're going down a rabbit hole that I like to talk about. I can tell you, it could take a long time.
It's rough,
Yeah.
It's not a good direction.
No, it's 100% communism is what it is.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we'll just leave it at that. I don't really want to go on a whole rant on this podcast. I do it all the time, but I don't really want to focus on that right now. But, yeah.
Well, you're not going to say anything that I disagree with. But, I mean, if they came out with some restrictions or some policies with, like, safeties or something like that. Not like the actual style of the gun, but like the safety on the gun or whatever it is. I know there's some Glocks that don't have a safety. It's just the trigger safety, stuff like that.
That's
if you wanted to change it.
But I mean,
I'm cool with it.
An AR, like, it ain't going off on its own.
No,
neither is an AK.
Not at all. But
not even possible.
But there's so many people, there's so many people out there that don't know.
Well, and let's talk about, you said you love shotguns, right? You're a shotgun guy.
Yeah.
I think shotguns are pretty cool. I don't have a lot of them yet. Like, I only have this one. I want to get the new Beretta A300. That's supposed to be like 1301. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Actually, that's really funny they said that. I was just looking last night.
And it's pretty affordable.
Yeah.
I mean,
the price point's like $2,000.
Every fucking gun's $1,000 nowadays, you know. But it's like a 1301's $2,000.
Yeah.
An A300's $999 or $900.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not as good as the 1301, but for the average dude, you're never going to freaking need the 1301. Only a professional shooter is really going to notice. Or if you're out there every day shooting with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to notice the little things that you're losing for the freaking
absolutely.
$900.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're almost identical in most of the ways.
So there's like certain things. There's like reasons why I would buy the higher end gun. Like I think the one that I was looking at last night. I didn't buy it yet.
A300 or?
It was A3. I got to look back and see my history, but it was
the A300 just came out.
It was
to be the cheaper version of the 1301.
Wicked Wing. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
No, I don't know.
Wicked. It's a
That's
specialized.
A Beretta,
No. It's a.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a Browning.
I misunderstood.
Yeah, Browning A3. I think it's called the Wicked Wing. I think. It has like.
Okay, I was talking about the Beretta A300 versus the Beretta 1301.
Oh, okay.
So we were talking about something different.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So this one is a Browning.
Okay.
But I think it's called the Browning. I want to say it was like A3 or A2, something like that. But it's called the Wicked Wing. It's like the, like the.
Yeah. I don't know much about Browning, but that's cool.
I mean, it seems like a pretty decent gun. There's a lot of guys. Yeah, it's a 12 gauge.
How much does that go for?
It's about 23.
Oh wow, that's expensive.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're shooting,
you use it a lot, though.
Yeah,
right?
I'm putting probably 700 rounds through it every year. So, for me,
for you, that makes sense.
I was looking at last night, so I didn't even, I was kind of looking at the dimensions of it, right? So, if you're shooting the shotgun right hand shoulder, the pitch of the stock actually is supposed to come out a little bit. Now, there's certain times,
I know what you're saying.
It's supposed to come out as like an eighth of an inch, and it just fits you a little bit better. Also, on the higher end guns, you can put spacers here, so you can get the right distance and all that. For longer armed guys like me and you, you can put the spacers on.
Yeah, I mean, even on this, it already has one on it.
Yeah.
You can change that,
I mean, on like the higher end
they
ones,
weren't made like that back in the day.
Of course,
but,
this is probably just a replaceable one, but.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
I mean, it's worth it for me,
Yeah,
but
dude, if you're putting 1,000 rounds through it all the time, it's like
I shot a Versamax for years. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No, not really.
Remington Versamax.
Okay.
Another New York gun.
I'm familiar with Remington, of course. But
Ilion, New York, and it's a good gun. I really beat the crud out of it.
That's cool.
It just kept running. I mean, and we're always hunting saltwater, so it's just rusting. Just rust every day.
Yeah, I believe that. That sucks. Yeah,
so that incident that I was touched on before we started this was I had a accidental discharge with that gun one time.
That was that gun?
That was that gun, yeah. So semi-automatic, 12 gauge.
Yep.
And if you're at home right now, you're watching this, the Remington Versamax has like a super big safety button on the right, like behind the trigger. And I was hunting a field. We were goose hunting, and we had like 25 guys with us. We were all in layout blinds. So like, if you're not familiar with the layout blind, you're laying in it. You're pretty much flat to the ground. Then you have like two covers that kind of two hinge doors, And you have
I've seen lots of videos. I've never been in one, but
So I had the gun like kind of like laying right here, with the barrel like up past my ear, and so I would just sit up and I'd shoot, and then I'd come back down, And when I closed the doors, somehow it must have took the safety off when I closed the doors. It must have snapped the safety.
It just fired on its own?
Well, no. Well, it must have took the safety off when I closed the doors, and then it was so cold. It was like it was single digits that day.
Yeah.
And when I took the gun, and I had so much like gloves on and my jacket on and stuff.
Accidentally put your finger in the...
I shifted the gun up, and it must have got caught on like a button or a zipper or something, so the gun went off right next to my head.
Holy shit.
I mean, super, super scary because it's...
That is so scary.
I've spoken about it on like my channel and stuff, my YouTube channel, but it was... I mean, dude.
See, perfect. Now we got to ban shotguns. There you go. Perfect example right there.
It could have been so bad.
But I'm just saying, like somebody would watch this video and twist it, like just 100%.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Here's an example of why we should ban guns.
Everything's dangerous. You know what I mean? I could jump off the edge of this deck and we could say decks are banned.
Electricity's dangerous. I mean, we both work with electricity. It's fucking dangerous.
Yeah,
I can kill you like this if you make
just
one
like
mistake.
Electric's a hell of a lot more dangerous than guns are.
Oh my god, yeah.
But so that made me much, much safer as far as like gun safety and like hunting safety.
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
I'll never forget it in my life.
Too.
I'll never forget it. I mean, everybody was just walking around. We were just getting tucked back in, and it went off. And
that's crazy.
Luckily, nothing happened, and it went off in a safe direction, all that.
That's
but
good.
It was also, I was being very mindful of my barrel direction too. So
you kind of have to.
Yeah,
especially if you're hunting with other people right next to you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that was pretty scary, but that kind of led me on to, starting to think about all the safety and stuff. And you go out here, and it's so easy to get a little wrapped up in, you go on these big hunts, whatever you're doing, like snow goose is a perfect example. I don't know if you ever went up there or whatever, snow goose hunting. It's kind of toward this direction.
No.
About like the Finger Lakes, they have a lot of snow goose. And you'll go up there.
I haven't really done any bird hunting. So,
oh, okay. When you do snow goose hunting, it's not uncommon to put out 1,500 decoys, and you
Okay.
got a lot of decoys out, and there's a lot of guys. So you might have 20 guys, 30 guys
So those like
in blinds.
Canadian geese?
No, they're not. So Canadian geese are like the regular Canada geese that you see. You can shoot
the
those
ones
too.
that flock down here.
Yeah, so they travel just like that, but they're all white with black tip wings, and they're called like the tundra goose or snow goose.
Interesting.
They're up by the Finger Lakes.
That's cool. It's a
they
nice
travel very
area
far.
there in New York.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I was saying was, so you have 20, 30 guys in a blind.
Yep.
It's so easy. These birds are flying in from everywhere. There's so many shots going off. It's so easy to get turned around and to get maybe just a little excited and forget to put your safety on or something like that.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
All the time. I'm always in the blind. I'm like, all right, let's just stop for a second. Like, I know they're dumping in everywhere. I know we all want to go home with a bag of birds, but let's just, everybody's good, everybody, everything's, everything's all
I think that
kosher.
totally makes sense. I mean, personally, unlike my everyday carry gun, I don't like safeties because it's like in that situation where it's like you have a couple seconds to decide if you're going to die or you're not.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about shutting the safety off.
Sure, absolutely.
But other than that, like when you're talking about shooting sports like that, I think like on a hunting gun, safety totally makes sense. Like for that example. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
I think the only way that safeties, like I said, the only time I don't like safeties is like for an everyday carry when you're in, because you're using it for an what if life or death situation. Somebody's coming to attack you, whatever.
Yeah,
but
of course.
Other than that, I think safeties are totally smart.
I can't really speak on that, man, because we have so many restrictions in New York that I've never really carried a gun around or anything.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that it's like worse. Ours is pretty bad here, but I've heard it's a little bit worse there.
Yeah, it definitely is. So, man. So, we were talking about earlier too, family and hunting.
Yeah, that's true.
That's been a huge thing for me to tackle. With all the
when you have like a young child, right?
Yeah, especially you getting wrapped into like bigger companies like I.
You talk about gun safety with that too, because I think that's really important when you have young kids. Gun safety.
Oh yeah,
is
that's
big thing.
I'm glad you brought it up, man. That's actually something that
I think that's the most dangerous thing ever. Like, I think that's more dangerous than someone breaking into your house, really, because
absolutely,
like if you got a loaded gun and you got, I don't know your kid's really young, but say your kid's like 6 years old and they understand, they're like, hey, I know this is a gun, like let me pull the trigger, just being an idiot.
Yeah.
Like if it's loaded, it's like that's not safe. You know?
Yep. Yeah. So my daughter's going to be 3 next month, and it's something that I really would like to introduce her to. I think probably in the next year.
Definitely.
It's just my own
unloaded.
opinion.
Yeah. Just get them.
This is a gun. Like she's understanding
trigger,
stuff
knowing
now.
that what it is.
Yeah, this
what
is a
it
gun.
does.
This is dangerous. Stuff like that.
Even like an airsoft gun, whatever the hell it doesn't matter. Nerf gun, anything. Really.
Yeah, but I definitely want to introduce her to it somehow.
Yeah. I agree.
Very
I think the worst thing
age.
you can do is wait. Like never show your kids or tell them what it is.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely
because then
not a good thing to do.
I think people have said this, which I think this is true, that causes problems too. Because then they're curious. They're like, well, why aren't they telling me what it is? I want to go find out for myself.
Yeah,
and that can be bad.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, for sure. So, but you know what? When my kids are involved, it's hard all around.
Yeah, it is.
Even incorporating, maintaining your lifestyle, and doing the things that you like.
We were talking about that before, yeah.
Yeah, and
incorporating your hobbies when you have a young child. Yeah.
So many guys that I know are like, I used to hunt. You guys, do good. I used to. I'm like, why did you let a child stop you? Now I know that there's 100 reasons why people can say, Bill, this is why. Because I got to be home. I got to be. I get it. But
I honestly, like, at the end of the day, it's an excuse, right? In a way.
I think so. I think so because to me, when I think about this situation, I think about, like, if I don't get once a week, if I can't break away for a couple hours to hunt or fish or something like that, I start to get frustrated. I feel
that's true too.
And I feel
everybody needs something to de-stress.
Absolutely.
Or whatever.
And it makes me feel better when I do that. And it makes
even if it's half an hour,
it allows me to be a better dad and a better husband.
I agree with that 100%. I mean, like even if you just go on a run for half an hour, because like I don't know, that's
whatever
how you
like to
relieve
do.
your stress,
Yeah.
right? definitely makes you show up better as your dad and all this other stuff. I wouldn't know about being a dad because I'm not. But
yeah, you'll see. It's such a big hurdle.
I just think, like, in your entire life, though, like you said, like, you need something to do that, you know?
You got to have something. Right now, like, whatever you're into, hiking, biking, playing billiards, whatever it is.
It doesn't matter.
Just maintain doing that. You know what I mean? You got to, because it's mental health. It really comes down to, you know, you start, there's a lot of pressure on you, especially when you.
Even if it's like 10 minutes a day, whatever, something stupid. Right?
Absolutely. 10 minutes a day, absolutely. But there's so much pressure on you, like, as a father, as a husband, like, as you get a little bit older.
Yeah.
Because now, you know, you have like, you own a house, you own whatever it is, multiple houses, cars, you have, you know, payments, you know, whatever you're doing, whatever your bills are, it's on you to do that, right? If you don't do your job,
I mean, that ties into like
suffers.
Being a man too, right? I know that's like a controversial thing now. It's not politically correct to say that. Whatever. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
It's like, but that's the truth. It's like, you know, honestly, when you're a man and like you said, you have kids and you have a family and you have a house and like you're whatever you want to call it, you're the king of that household, you're the leader. Like, you are the provider, you're the protector for your family. Like, there is a lot of stress involved in that position.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, and like, it's a huge, it's very, very stressful, and it loops right back to what we were saying before. You need to have that release. You need to be able to do what you want to do, you know? As long as it's not, you know, I like to, you know, whatever it is. You know, I like
smoke crack. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't smoke crack once a week, you know, but...
That's not going to make you a better father.
No, that won't do it. That's not... No. That doesn't coincide with what I'm saying here. But, but yeah, I think, you know, mental health as a man, I think is a hugely overlooked topic.
Honestly, let's talk about that because June... as most people don't even know, is Men's Mental Health Month.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah, I didn't even bring that up on purpose.
Yeah, but well, what month do you know it as?
I don't even.
June.
What?
It's June. Gay Pride Month.
Oh,
everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But it's like men's mental health. It's like nobody fucking cares.
Yeah.
But the men's suicides are at an all-time high. Nobody fucking cares.
Well, it loops back to exactly what we were saying just now. It's astronomical pressure on you, especially as you get older. I'm in my 30s right now. I'm 33, so I'm like. It's so much, you know, as a you know, young father, you know, you got young kids, whatever age you are, but having young kids, it's so much pressure on you.
Dude, this attack on fucking masculinity is such bullshit nowadays.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, they literally, just want to kill off all the men. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying that women might not be able to feel what I'm talking about because
no, but
there's probably a lot of circumstances where the women are the breadwinner in the house. We're not the same.
You know?
Oh, no,
like,
no,
people
definitely
say
not.
That, oh, yeah, we're not the fucking same. That's why they have a baby and we don't.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah, you're 100% right. And when all this stuff started, when, like, COVID started and all this stuff started, I just took all the TVs out of my house. Not the TVs, but the cable
you
boxes.
were telling me that.
I told you when
I
we
think
were
that's
talking on the phone.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing good is coming over anymore at all. I mean, it's nothing that I want to expose my kid to, nothing that I want to watch. You know, and it's be completely fine.
It's all bullshit.
It was like the first 3 months of COVID, and we were like, "That's it." Me and my wife.
That's the best thing you could do.
Yeah. Never even thought about like, oh, maybe we should get it back. No. Even if you're thinking about it, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't need it at all.
I say it pretty much every episode. I think is like I've always said like, fuck the news channels, guys. Don't watch the fucking news. Like, the news sucks.
It's ridiculous. It's like, so how did that's kind of that kicks me back to we talked about COVID in the beginning. How did the COVID affect you?
How did it affect me?
Yeah.
You just mean like with work or?
Well, like, all right. So I'll tell you how it affected me. So pretty much it really didn't affect me at all. I mean, you know, obviously, I'm a real American. Yeah. I didn't get the vaccine. I just paid $50 for a card like everybody else, right? I mean, that's what I did. I think that's
I never even got a fucking card.
Okay. So and then. Pretty much didn't affect me at all. I mean, everything I do is hunting outside.
Neither. That's why when you said that, I was like, I don't really know how it affected me because I don't think it.
Well, people.
Actually, though, I can't say that because it did. And the way that it affected me is it really woke me up saying like, wow, our country is really in a fucked up place.
Yeah.
That's how it affected me.
Yeah.
That's like one of the reasons I started this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Was because of that, which I told you that I think when we were on the phone is like, it's like, holy shit, like. The news, every single news channel, they all are just spreading lies every fucking day.
Yep.
Like, obviously we know the government is corrupt as all hell. Everybody knows that. And I'm like, okay, like there's got to be, our country's just going to hell.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
That's how it affected me. Is I
Yeah.
was like, I went down like all these fucking rabbit holes about like, okay, why is this happening? What's 2020 have to do with everything? Okay, 2020 is 100 years from World War II. Okay, that makes sense. Now we're at the end of the cycle of hard times create, or of weak men create hard times, right? And I just went down all this fucking shit. I would say that that's how it affected me. It affected me mentally in a totally different way than it affected most people mentally. Because most people, they just said, I'm just going to go into my little cocoon, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, cocoon, and I'm just going to be, you know, scared of the fucking world and not do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to trust the government and watch the news. Like, fuck that.
Like, yeah. You came out, you started to
I
question
did the exact
stuff.
opposite. It's like,
yeah.
It's like, no, there's something fucking bigger going on here, and I'm determined to find out. And once I did, I was like, holy shit, it goes a lot deeper than I thought.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So,
but, I really tried to not let it affect me and my family. I mean, me and my wife feel the same way about it. You know, it's just, it really didn't affect me too much at all. You know,
no.
besides, I did do exactly what you did not do. I just I'm like, all right, well, I can't talk to anybody, can't do anything. I'm gonna hunt. I'm gonna do my thing. You know, that's it. Like whatever. I just didn't really talk to anybody. I just continued doing what I was doing.
Did that. I still did all my shit too. Like I still went to the fucking store wherever. They're like, oh, you shouldn't go here. I'm like, I go wherever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
You're not gonna tell me where to go.
Yeah,
like,
we were never big into it. You know, and we got COVID. Did you ever get it?
Yeah, I did.
It
kind of sucked.
You had it. Yeah, it sucked for me too. We got it like August of like the second year or whatever it was, maybe the first year.
It was weird. It's like it really just affected my joints. Like every fucking bone in my body just hurt. Yeah. But that was it, really.
So we got it. Me and my wife got it, and it lasted 10 days. Actually, I wrote down every day what I took as far as medication goes and what I felt, because I said to myself, I'm like, 10 years from now, I'm going to want to remember this, you know?
Yeah.
It's some kind of landmark, whether it's good or bad. I'm going to want to remember it, you know? So it was exactly 10 days, and I did. I felt like I got hit by a car. Like, legitimately, I felt like I got...
A lot of people I talked to said that. I don't know. I didn't really have a big problem with it. Like I said, it just made me achy.
Yeah.
You know, like not really want to do much.
Yeah. I mean, I was sick. We were both sick for 10 days. We got it because we were flying. You know, we went on vacation to Florida, and we came back, we had it. But
what are you going to do? Stop living your life?
Yeah,
to live in a fucking bubble? Yeah, okay.
I mean, and the reason why we went was because my grandparents lived in Florida, and we were like, you know what, let's go down there and let my grandparents meet my daughter for the first time, because my daughter's turning 3 in July.
Instead
so
of saying,
she was born in the heart
Instead of saying, oh, well, we're going to wait till COVID to see my right? That's what a lot of people would do.
Well,
I'm just going to Zoom call with you until, like, there's fucking, half of my family was like that. I was like, you guys are fucking assholes, dude. Like, they didn't want to meet for fucking Easter or whatever. They're like, oh, we're just going to Zoom call. I'm like, what the fuck is the point of Zoom calling? If you die tomorrow, what did the Zoom call mean?
Well, that's exactly...
Fucking nothing.
That's exactly what happened, man. That's exactly what happened. So
I'm going to die from COVID. No, you're fucking not.
We visited my grandparents. I let my daughter meet my grandparents, and then my grandfather ended up dying 8 months later. Something completely unrelated. It wasn't COVID or anything like that.
Well, exactly. And if you never did that,
I'm like, I'm so glad we did.
Never would have met.
Yeah, I'm like,
never
it
would have met.
was, definitely, worth it and stuff. But, no, we didn't let it stop us at all.
No, you can't.
No, definitely not. But we did have it probably 5 times. We just kept testing.
Yeah.
They give you all the free
tests. Dude, I swear I got it fucking last week. My bones were aching again, and and I was fucking sick. And
I feel like every time I've gotten it though, it's been less and less and less and less and less to the point where I'm like, I got a sore throat, and I just tested. I'm like, it came up positive, and 2 days later, I felt fine.
I don't even believe the tests. They've lied on the tests and shit. I don't know.
Well, what I did was, it's funny that you brought up the testing. So, not to get into the whole conspiracy theory, but I wanted to see just how it was, right? So, I went to the, I had to get a COVID test for whatever it was, something with work or something like that. But I had to get COVID tested. So I went to the place, and I told them, I said, at home, I have 5 adults in my house. They all have COVID. They didn't. I just wanted to see what they did. I just needed to physically get the test. I swear. And I said, they all have COVID right now. I don't feel good. And they said, no problem. We're going to COVID test you. And they COVID tested me. And they came back and said, you have COVID. I felt completely fine. Nobody at home was sick. I just wanted to see what happened. I'm like, That's ridiculous. And I left there and I was completely fine. I wouldn't have COVID.
At all. Yeah.
I just had to get the physical documentation for whatever I was doing.
Yeah.
You know? I think I was going on a trip or something.
I gotcha. Yeah.
But
meet all the fucking regulation bullshit.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Whatever it was at that point, because it was like a different piece of documentation.
Yeah. I gotcha.
2 weeks, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of wild, man. But no, you know, seems like we're past that, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna come up with some other bullshit. Who knows? But
yeah.
These fucking people are assholes, dude.
Yep.
They hate you. They hate your family. They fucking, it's terrible. It's like,
yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same people that are, you know, anti-hunting and stuff. Too,
oh
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
The same,
don't
same
eat
breed.
meat. Don't, dude. It's like, okay, so I'm gonna eat food that you made in a lab that you're telling me is healthier for me than something that lives in nature. Yeah, I'm gonna trust that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. and there's so many people that they're just so out of touch of like where our food comes from.
Yeah.
You know,
it's disgusting.
It's crazy.
Like China, look at this. China's buying all our fucking farmland. Well, who's letting them do that? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I didn't sign anything that says they're allowed to buy our farmland.
Yeah.
And I don't think you did or anybody else. So,
yeah, I didn't even.
You know, it's like
didn't even know about it. What kind of farmland? Like Midwest?
A lot, yeah. Even close. I think I don't remember. Maybe it was Iowa. Like they're buying shit next to our military bases, Air Force bases. Like, okay, yeah, they're just doing it for fun. Like, no, we shouldn't be letting them buy any of our land.
Yeah.
They're an enemy country. Like, they're not our ally, and they're a communist nation.
That's
why
scary.
are they touching our land, you know?
That's scary.
And why are we letting them do it?
Yeah.
I mean, I know the answer, but...
Yeah, we just got to be more in touch with, you know, what's going on in our country. But it's like, you know, back to what I was just saying, we're so out of touch, like even where our food comes from. There's so many times, man, I have like, you know, whatever is a deer on a truck or like birds and stuff, and people are like, let me take a picture of that and something. Like, this is the same duck that you just ordered from the restaurant 2 days ago. It's the same. This is the exact same thing, you know.
Probably not, but
well,
yours is probably much healthier.
Yeah, I'm sure, but you know, people just don't realize everything comes in a package. Everything comes in styrofoam. You know?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah. When the freaking, I mean, look at how like you said, look how people acted when COVID couldn't get toilet paper. They're freaking out.
Oh yeah.
Imagine when there's no food.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. My wife was just telling me.
But I'm crazy for buying freeze-dried food, I guess.
Yeah, I do it too.
I mean? Like,
my wife just told me last night.
I don't know if I'm the crazy one here.
Yeah, like, my wife just told me last night. She's like, you know, they were saying, and she falls into the rabbit holes a little bit more than I do, but she's not a big sucker for it. But she said, yeah, you know, they're saying that there's going to be like a internet, you know, the internet's going to be down for like 6 months, you know.
You know,
like, I could care less.
Like, yeah, but it really affects everything.
Oh, I'm sure it does, but I
like,
really could care less. I mean, you know, as you know, whatever happens,
dude,
I don't want
the internet goes down
hurt.
For 6 months, our country's in big trouble.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it is, but I'm saying me as a person,
no,
like, I could totally
know,
just
but
bury myself. And
you got to realize too, like the food in the woods. If nobody has any food, it ain't gonna last that long.
Well, I mean, there's so many people that are they're so weak right now.
I know.
Like there's so many people that don't even know. There's a lot of, I call them digi-catchers. Because
digi-catchers?
Yeah, because I get back from hunting. Did you catch something?
Yeah.
Right. You know, because you're so out of touch on what happened, how the process of it. You know what I mean? The you know, logistics behind everything, how it works and stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
No.
Nobody realizes it.
Yeah.
And you know, it's hard to hold that platform and believe that these people are going to teach themselves and do what I'm doing, what I've been doing. You know what I mean?
No, they're not. But it's like, dude, people are freaking psychopaths. Like they'll kill you and your family for food. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
I believe that.
Oh yeah,
I believe that.
Like,
I mean, I seen how it was during Hurricane Sandy on Long Island.
Yeah, exactly. You
know? It was bad.
Like that's what I'm saying. Now imagine the internet goes down for 6 months.
Yeah,
people
I'm sure
can't live without
their
phone for fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be mayhem. But
it's like,
I'd be at it. You know,
it's crazy.
You wouldn't
dude.
find me. And if anybody's watching this and the internet does go down, I'm gonna be so deep back in the woods, no one's gonna find me.
Honestly, dude, I believe that's a possibility because a lot of the freaking supposedly a lot of the government agents have been getting satellite phones. It's like, okay, why are they all getting satellite phones? I don't think it's just because they want satellite phones.
Where do you get this information?
So,
like, is this public information?
Yeah, it's on the internet.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
you're sinking the hook right now, and I'm gonna end up, just digging myself.
Go down the rabbit hole. You ain't coming back.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of truth to all of it, and a lot of it makes sense.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's like I said. Like now, China's building a base on Guantanamo Bay.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's I just found out about this yesterday. I was kind of in the dark with that, and it's like, okay, they're trying to buy our farmland. They're buying land next to military bases. Now they're building a base next to Guantanamo Bay. But they're just doing it because they're friends with us?
Yeah, like you.
I don't think so.
Or us as the citizens with the limited knowledge that we do, it still makes sense to us. Like something's going on.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden all the U.S. government are getting satellite phones. Okay, EMP strike coming? Like...
Yeah, I mean... Makes sense.
I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen, but it's like, I'm just trying to connect the dots here. Like,
yeah.
They got, I don't know. I don't trust our government. I don't trust the China government.
Yeah. No, it's hard to trust them nowadays. It's hard.
I never have. I never will. I mean, I have no trust for politicians.
Yeah, it's real hard.
What do they do for us? Like I've never seen them do anything. Like even like in my father's lifetime, I've never seen them do anything. They take more taxes. Our roads get worse. Our schools get worse, but we keep paying more and more and more for what? I don't know.
Yeah.
Where does it go?
Yeah.
In their pocket?
Yeah.
Like.
So you want to go down a weird venture right now? What do you think about like extraterrestrial, like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we can talk about aliens. Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Do you think it's real?
Do I think aliens are real?
Yeah.
Like Area 51 shit?
Yeah. Like what do you think's there? You ever seen the Bob Lazar and Joe Rogan podcast?
No, I've seen Joe Rogan.
You got to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, mark it down. It's a guy who worked there.
I think. Do I think there's other life forms? Yeah, I think there's other life forms. I don't think aliens are what we think they are. Like
you don't have to agree with me. You could just say like, yo, Kev, you're fucking.
No, dude, I really don't think there's like. I don't think aliens are what we think they are. Like, I don't think there's these big, googly-eyed, freaking 10-foot-tall aliens walking around on Earth in Area 51. I don't think so.
So do you think that, like, they even have any type of, like, ships or any, like...
Oh, you mean like a flying saucer or something?
Yeah, anything like that.
Not really.
No, you don't think they have anything?
I don't think so. No.
All right.
Maybe. I could be wrong, but no, I don't think so. Because, like, it's documented that the Nazis built lots of those flying saucers and stuff.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
So I don't know too much. I haven't really dug into it enough.
I mean, I'm kind of a history buff, so...
Don't pop my bubble, though, dude. I want to believe in aliens, man.
I'm not saying they're not real, but I don't really believe any of the shit that they tell us, so...
Yeah.
It's like...
Well, they kind of haven't... I mean, well, I guess they have. They've told us a little bit, but...
But it's like now all of a sudden, they're all of a sudden declassifying this information. And now all of a sudden they're saying, yeah, look, aliens are real. There's UFOs flying in the sky.
Okay. Yeah, but it's like so strategically timed.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's a distraction.
Yeah, there's always something
that's
going
my
on.
whole point.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
and everybody has pointed that out. Yeah. And it's so true. It's like if you hear them releasing some information about anything crazy, there's something else going on behind the scenes.
I think that's why our governor just passed these gun laws because it's election year. So
yeah,
it's like.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah. Because the past 2 years, the same bill went,
and
it didn't pass. And now all of a sudden it passes. Like that. Didn't even think about it, just passed. It's like, why didn't it pass the last 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff that the government does, and even in like the militaries and stuff. I was just looking at this is so not my expertise, but we'll go into it a little bit. I was watching a video on how in World War II they had like half of the United States Army was like blow up tanks. You ever seen that?
No. What's
it was
that about?
Literally inflatable tanks that they had, and they just
I never saw that.
From a distance, it looked like tanks. And
yes, on D-Day.
I don't know.
I think they did
don't
that
know.
on D-Day, yeah.
But I just seen, I was like, wow, that's pretty wild.
I did see something about that, yeah. No, I don't know, dude. Yeah, I mean, aliens are weird. I don't know. I don't know if
I don't know. It's fun to think about it a little bit for me.
I think it's a
I'm not like a huge.
I think it's a possibility.
Yeah.
But I just have zero trust in like the information that we're given. So
just
like,
in general,
I don't know what to believe.
Yeah, just in general, like all the information. Yeah.
So especially anything from the government, like the government says they have Area 51, there's aliens there. I'm not going to believe that because
yeah.
You know, because I don't believe anything they tell me. So
there's been so many whistleblowers about everything, though. I mean, you know. It's hard to
know what's real.
It's hard to decipher who wants to, you know, who's looking for attention.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's a show, Skinwalker Ranch in Utah, right? And that's what it's about. They're like, oh, there's aliens in here, and it's like I watched it. My grandparents are all into it, and we watched it with them. They're like, yeah, it's real, and I'm like, As a show on Discovery Channel, these people are making millions of dollars from it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's real.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with it. I never watched it, but. I mean, anything that's mainstream is you know pretty much not going to be
bullshit.
You know?
Yeah.
But that guy Bob that I was just telling you about though, like I don't know, he has all documented proof on how he's never made a dime on anything that he said and all that.
Okay,
stuff,
and he worked at Area 51.
He said he did.
Okay, and what did he say? That there's aliens?
Yeah, he said there's some. He didn't say there's aliens. He said he worked on the propulsion system of a spacecraft.
Okay.
Yeah, or trying to decode it. You know. But
who's to say that humans didn't build those spacecraft many years ago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like if you look at the Egyptian writing on the walls, like there's spacecraft on that writing, right?
Well, I did think about that when I was you know listening to his story. I did think about that because his main job was what he said.
So I really think that we've been lied to our entire lives in history, is what I think.
Well. This is what I was just saying. So he said that he was working on decoding the propulsion system of the spacecraft.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that another country didn't make it, you know?
Totally.
Like you said, I mean, it could be, you know.
I know the Nazis, it's been documented, they have built spacecraft that looks like what we would call, whatever, flying saucer.
Anti-gravity or something like that. They worked with that kind of...
Yeah, I mean, the Germans they're fucking geniuses. Look at the cars they build. Like, you can say they're unreliable, whatever, but their technology is light years ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, they're good,
Yeah. I mean, always has been.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would have. I mean, they probably would have won the war if like the entire world didn't just like try to obliterate.
We did it with the inflatable tank.
You know? Yeah, exactly.
That's what won it for us.
Their stuff's always been so much better. You know, like just the way their angles like on their steel, their engineering is just like crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is. It's much tighter.
Like even guns, like Heckler and Koch, fantastic, right? It's German.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, man. You know, a lot of different avenues to.
I mean, there's so many galaxies out there, supposedly.
Yeah.
You know, and like all these different universes and stuff.
Yeah.
So who knows? They say there's another planet that looks just like Earth. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, there's a lot of stuff on like here on our planet that is just insane. Like you ever seen?
Well, that's the other thing is they're always focused on space, right? And I'm like, so why don't we focus on exploring our planet? Like,
yeah.
I'm like, so that's okay. Are they hiding something? Like, what's going on here? You know?
Yep. Yeah, pretty wild stuff, man. Like down, you know, the bottom of the ocean.
I think Megalodon's real.
Yeah.
It
was real or is?
I think he is.
Like lives now.
I mean, the Mariana Trench is so big. And it's like so inhabitable that like only a couple submarines ever have touched the bottom, and then like they go back up.
How deep is it? Like miles?
Oh my God, I don't remember. I think it's a couple hundred.
Couple hundred miles deep. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's deeper than Mount Everest is tall. I think you can fit like 4 Everests in it or something. Like it's huge.
Really?
Yeah, it's freaking massive. I mean, I'm sure somebody's gonna correct me and say you're fucking lying.
Yeah, of course.
It's like. It's massive, dude. Like, I really think, like, there's still prehistoric sea creatures in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I really do.
Well,
like...
I don't know, man. There's a lot of crazy stuff out there. Just,
I just saw a video yesterday. It's kind of fucking morbid, but a fucking dude off of the coast of Egypt.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a real video or not. Literally getting eaten by a shark. Like, you know how they say, like, a shark will attack you, and then they, like, go away because they think you're a seal or whatever? No, this dude did not get away. Like, the shark just dragged him under, just fucking, like, basically ate him to death.
Ooh, isn't that scary?
Yeah, I don't swim in the ocean.
So in February in Florida, there was a old lady. Did you see her on the news that got eaten by the alligator?
No.
Crazy.
Really?
Crazy.
That's
you
crazy.
could look it up.
I love gators.
And you could see.
Man, that's sad.
You could see the video of it. So she was walking, and her dog was right next to her.
Yeah.
Like they have like videos of this.
Yeah.
Everything up right up into the
She got
bite, you know.
eaten by a gator.
And the gator was coming from the lake. They got it all on security cameras.
How big was this fucking gator? Because they're usually not big enough to like eat an entire person. Like,
well,
easily.
So the dog seen the gator at the last minute, and the dog ran away, tripped the lady, and then the gator grabbed her and pulled her in. They have another lady that lived in the house on the recording of her on the 911 phone call talking about, like, she's still moving or whatever, like, I'm trying to help her, whatever, and she's like, no, she's gone now, like, crazy.
Holy shit,
so a month and a half after that, I went down to Florida with my buddy Chase Flynn, and we went to go. He's a nuisance alligator trapper for the state of Florida.
Oh, okay,
so we went down there to trap some gators. And
nice.
Massive. You want to talk? That's the real aliens, dude. This thing was unbelievable. We ended up getting a 10.5-foot gator, and he gave me this.
That's sick, dude.
So yeah, he gave me this as a.
Did you guys go gator hunting or?
So he's a nuisance trapper. So he does this is his full-time job. But that night that we got that one,
he doesn't trap the. Because I know the pythons are a big problem down there.
I never asked him about that.
Huge,
he'll probably watch this though.
Problem, dude.
But he's so he does it 5 nights a week. And I know they're an invasive species, but he didn't say anything about that. But we ended up getting.
They eat everything. Yeah. They get to like 14 feet long. They'll eat deer. They'll eat hogs.
That's crazy.
Everything.
We got a 10.5-foot gator, male gator, and it was like, dude, this thing was unbelievable. Like the head of it when it came out of the water.
I like that.
It was insane.
I want
man.
Dude,
insane.
I would love to go to Florida and go do gator hunting. Like I saw Don Trump Jr. just did that like a couple weeks ago. Oh,
yeah, it's pretty wild, man. And if you're looking for like, not to like advertise or anything, but it doesn't really matter. He wouldn't care. But if you want like steaks or something like that, he sells all that stuff.
Right. Yeah, I definitely want to try that.
Yeah. I'll give you his information. His name is Chase Flynn. If anybody wants to look.
Yeah,
it up,
that's awesome. Dude.
But yeah, he sells all that stuff, and
I've had gator jerky before. It's good.
Yeah, the only time I've ever had it is like when they like fry it up in like Florida.
Okay.
I don't want it like that. I want it like a steak, you know. Yeah. So I ended up shooting this gator down there, and we got like 3 that night. But I didn't take any back. You know, like he makes his money on like selling that stuff. So I figured, let me just go back to New York, and then I'll order some from him. Like when I'm ready to like have
him. Yeah, I gotcha.
So exactly, support him, and also when I'm
cool.
when I'm ready to have it, because this thing was so massive. I mean, there's no way you could fit it.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah,
dude.
It was pretty wild.
Oh, I would love to do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time. I definitely recommend. But talk about aliens, man. Those are the real aliens. First thing that popped into my head was when we pulled this into the boat. This is a dinosaur.
Yeah, they are.
Like, dude,
those
dinosaur.
And the tortoises are like the last living dinosaurs.
And the
alligator
snapping
crabs, turtles,
right?
Yeah,
horseshoe crabs. Isn't that like one of the oldest animals, or
I think I think you're right.
Yeah.
Many extinctions, I believe. Like they're super, super, super old. They just keep adapting. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild stuff,
fucking
man.
Crazy.
But, it's sad. I mean, people kill those things, you know.
What, horseshoe crabs?
Yeah. They're harmless, completely harmless. They can't sting you, nothing like that. The tail they have on their back is just to flip them back over. Doesn't do anything else at all.
I don't know how their regs are for gator hunting. Obviously, they don't want overpopulation, obviously, you know, because they're dangerous and stuff. But, like, I would love to go down there and do gator hunting. That'd be so cool. Oh, my God, I would love to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I'll hook up with Chase.
And my buddy, JD in Texas, I was just hanging out with in New Jersey yesterday. He's like, yeah, dude, I was like, I would definitely want to go down and do some hog hunting down there. Like, they use the infrared on the ARs and stuff. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Another one of the guys I was mentioning before, my buddy Zach from Blue Collar Bow Hunter, he's doing a hunt in Georgia.
Feral hogs?
He's doing feral hogs, but he wants to hunt one with a knife.
Yes.
I told you about that?
No, but I met a kid. I was doing, these kids, like, they travel the country building these tractor supply stores, right?
Oh, okay.
And so I was working on one. I was like doing some of the electrical in it and stuff. And he's from Texas. And he's like, yeah, we hunt. He's like, we hunt lots of hogs down there. And he's showing me pictures. He's got like, oh my God, he's got an 8-foot bed pickup truck. He's, I don't know, 97 Ford or something. And he's got just stacks of freaking hogs in it.
Really?
Oh my, he's showing me.
Does he eat them, or is it just for
I think they eat them.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, me and my dad do this. And I'm like, how do you guys kill them? He's like, we stab them. And I was like, what the fuck? He's
Really?
Like, yeah, we knife them, dude. He's like, we do it like the Indians used to do. I was like, holy shit,
Whoa.
that's crazy, dude.
Wow, that's pretty wild. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know much about
That's
hogs.
how he grew up doing it, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
I've never even seen one. I don't think in the wild or anything.
Me neither.
We don't have them, anywhere near us. But
I do know, like, if you have a pig farm and they get out, that they turn into wild hogs real quick. Like,
oh,
within
really?
A week. Yeah.
A week?
Yeah, a week or two. If they got out into these woods, yeah, they start growing tusks and they become boars. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty wild.
Dangerous if you have children, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know the dangers of them, but I know
they're dangerous.
Yeah, they're pretty
hogs
nasty.
Don't leave. I can tell you this: hogs do not leave any remains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
if you want to get rid of someone.
Yeah. The hogs are the
hogs do not leave anything.
Hogs are the hitman, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The guys in like Colorado though that do like the mountain.
They got a lot
hunts,
of them there.
where they run the dogs. That's hard hunting, man.
Yeah,
I've spoken to some guys that have done that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they run the dogs and then they run themselves. You know, they will physically run to and they might cover 12 miles or something. Just after
wild.
one cat. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I definitely want to kill a bunch of coyotes. I mean, they're not really good eating, but like, it's just fun.
Yeah, I mean, I would be into it.
And they're such a nuisance animal.
Yeah.
Nobody wants them here.
Yeah.
That's why there's no really restrictions on hunting them. So.
Yeah, that's a big thing with me too, man. It's like I don't really like to kill animals that don't need to be killed.
Yeah.
But
that's why you don't want to overkill deer and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. But like with like the coyote,
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing it because because of a reason. They're killing the deer. You're trying to keep everything balanced. So if they say
exactly.
I mean, if the DEC said, hey, listen. This area, there's no coyote hunting at all. I legitimately wouldn't want to take a coyote from that area because they have no problems, and there's other places that do.
Plenty of places to hunt them. Yeah.
I had a big problem with waterfowl when I first started doing it. Was I didn't want to waterfowl hunt until I knew why those ducks needed to die.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to do it. I actually had.
I kind of understand that point of view.
I had to call so many people. You wouldn't believe how many people I needed to call before I got an answer. I had to talk to. Marine biologist in Stony Brook, Long Island, that was the head of DEC. There was 10 people before them that didn't even have an answer to me. They were like, we don't know. And they just kept forwarding me. And after like 2 weeks of doing research, I found out, that there's different, clams and mollusks and stuff that these ducks eat. And if they eat too much, then there's not food for the fish, and the fish population and all that stuff. So I said, okay, now I got an answer, so now I can pursue this now, but. That's a big thing with me, man. There needs to be a reason for it. I don't just like hunt to kill,
Yeah, no, not being a butcher. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, we got to wrap it up.
All right. Sounds good. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, that was good. We definitely could talk for a lot longer.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Lots of topics we covered.
Yeah.
So you got like an Instagram and a YouTube, right?
Yeah. I got Instagram, KM Outdoors 1, YouTube channel, KM Outdoors. And, just try to put some stuff up that I think people would enjoy,
Nice, dude. Yeah, so go check out his YouTube channel and Instagram if you're into hunting and whatever, guns.
Everything outdoors.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of how we like it here, too. So, all right, guys. See you on the next one.